What specifically makes Jar Jar the character that divides the community? And when he talks about the Star Wars, he's talking about the Star Wars community, obviously. And just on the surface, I would. Well, you know what, Jesse? Do you have your points?
I actually do. I think a lot of what divides there is purpose to Jar Jar. Gasp. Okay, but the thing is I think what bothers most fans is that the overall character was meant to kind of be some kind of a comic relief, which didn't. The jokes, his jokes really weren't funny. You know, his overall, nature.
It was George playing to the kids in the crowd, and
actually, some people actually found his mannerisms actually offensive on some levels. So I mean, you can get into that whole different. Yeah,
I wasn't even aware of that.
That's a whole another episode.
But we will never do an episode on Jar Jar's mannerisms. I want to be very clear about that.
But I do think Jar Jar did serve. Obviously he did serve some sort of role.
I think Jar Jar is a great...
And Palpatine played it to a T.
Jar Jar is a great character in the sense that you somehow needed to link up... I mean, for a plot device, you obviously needed to get Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan from here to there. I think it was like another set of Ewoks. It's this other species that's kind of subservient on the planet. But they also had this like technological understanding that was beyond a lot of cultures too. I think here's the thing that I think that works about Jar Jar.
I like Gungans. I just didn't like Jar Jar.
Well, see, here's where I disagree with you. I don't like the Gungans in general because I feel like they didn't all need to be clowns. They all talked like Adisa. And that, to me, it sounded like someone making fun of Italians. I don't know. It was a really crappy voice. I think if you fix the Gungan's voice and you fix the droids, I think it's a lot more convincing. And I think fans like it more. But Jar Jar always has the right intention, but he's just never given the best dialogue to win you over as a viewer. And so I think that if there would have been maybe a co-writer on the prequels, if there would have been someone to have more of a check and balance system for George Lucas, I think you like Jar Jar more. But Jar Jar is really an idiot that sometimes comes across as borderline racist, that never has anything intelligent to add. Like when you're watching Attack the Clones and you're seeing Obi-Wan and Anakin in the elevator, and then you're like, oh man, okay, we're going to get this right. This is going to be so great. Okay. And then the doors open and there's Jar Jar and, oh, Annie, so good to see you. It's like, son of a bitch. Like, we were so close. But we've literally ruined this movie in under 5 minutes.
I don't know if it ruined the movie.
No, it really made me mad. And then it's like, you get to be really mad about Jar Jar because he became the puppet of Palpatine. He's the one that hands over all executive power.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I kind of feel like if Palpatine had like a wall with like photographs of like senators that to choose from to kind of, okay, I need one of these guys to vote me emergency powers. I feel like there's like a big red circle like around Jar Jar, and like Palpatine's going, "There's my idiot."
I think I figured it out. What divides the community about Jar Jar is that every element of Jar Jar is unnecessary. I used to think that he was necessary to get Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon off the planet, but he's really not. He's a means of getting them away from the Trade Federation into Naboo. And I think the real solution to all this is starting Phantom Menace on the invasion of Naboo, and not like the first 15-20 minutes that we get. Like, we don't need the pre-invasion stuff. We should just gone right into battle.
Yeah.
But really, if you think about it, there's not one thing that Jar Jar does that really benefits your experience or enhances the story.
There's only one thing that I feel like he actually does well, and that's actually in the Aftermath books, and he's basically a homeless clown, but he takes care of orphan children. And that's it. I mean, it's kind of a good role,
A good role? I think
it's like a good charitable thing.
It's fan service. People want to know what happened to Jar Jar, and it's like you can't kill him off aggressively.
But
so
all
Wendig
did was basically go. People the higher ups, the important people in the government, a lot of people like, hey, you're the one that voted Palpatine emergency powers. You caused this whole war.
Yeah.
So he did take a lot of flack for that. But I mean, his later life of just basically being this homeless clown who's taking care of orphaned children, I do think is a good thing. I think if you really look at it, he's an older at this point. Maybe not as crazy. He's been through some crap. He's kind of a darker version of Jar Jar, and I actually kind of enjoyed Chuck Wendig's, view on this character. I kind of wish we would have maybe gotten that sooner, maybe, in the movies and in the Clone Wars,
I don't think it fits. It doesn't fit at all. It doesn't fit at all because if you think about it, in the first movie he's just Jar Jar, and the second one he's getting experiences of being a political leader and a representative, and the third one he's the ploy of the Emperor. It makes no sense to get that in those 3 movies. He was the entire time we're watching that the galaxy hasn't turned on Jar Jar yet.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but what I'm saying is I would have rather seen that kind of character from the beginning. I mean, like when Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan first run into him, he's already been banished. He's technically, I guess, in some ways, already homeless in Phantom Menace to some degree. He's out in the middle of swamps. What was he doing?
He's just your local schmuck.
So the point is it's just like, I feel like maybe if he was a little bit more less upbeat, from the get-go, it would have been kind of a different viewpoint on the character to begin with.
I think if the Gungans in general were not made to be so clown-like and not so insulting to someone's intelligence, probably would have gone over better. If you haven't already, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. You can watch other videos just like this one right now by checking out these videos on your screen. And by the way, thanks for checking out Beyond the Blast Doors.